What's up everybody? My name is Gabby and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Guide. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch this video. So today's video is going to be a story time video. I'm basically going to tell about the time that I found out that I was technically the other woman. Yeah, I know. After I get finished telling the story, I'm pretty much going to talk about the lessons that I learned and kind of the moral of the situation. So if you're interested in hearing this story, keep watching. Alright, so to start, I have to give you guys a little bit of background. So basically, me and this guy met during my senior year of high school. He was a transfer from a completely different area, and we came in, and ever since, you know, we started talking, he basically like sent me like a Facebook message, and we have been corresponding ever since. It kind of kicked off our relationship. Me and him dated throughout my entire college career. I did have another boyfriend during my freshman year, but for the most part, he kind of defined what my love life looked like during those years. Ooh, Lord, my voice. So he was a huge part of my college career. For the most part, our relationship was really rocky. There was a lot of cheating involved, and not to say that, you know, I never did anything wrong, but I never indulged in cheating. But that was something that he definitely indulged in having other girlfriends and other things going on. And I feel like it really contributed to the demise and failure of our relationship overall. So the story begins. Basically, I am in a student admissions office because at the time I was working as a representative, and sometimes, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of women can relate. You have these feelings, you have these thoughts that come over you, and you are tempted, or you know, you're just thinking, okay, something's wrong. I feel like something is wrong. A lot of people call it intuition. And my intuition was kicking in hard this day, and I do not know why. Well, now I know why, but at the time I was like, why won't this thought go away? So I pretty much decided to go on a hunt to see if my boyfriend was dipping and dabbling in things that he promised me that he wouldn't dip and dabble in anymore. And lo and behold, I came across a certain Facebook page. Mind you, first lesson of the video, if you ever get to a point where you feel like you have to seek out or look under rocks to figure out what your boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other is doing, you know that there's a serious problem in the relationship and that you probably shouldn't be in it. But at the time, I was crazy, so I basically went on this rampage of looking for things and trying to figure out, you know, if we were actually in a good place, like I felt like we were at the time. And lo and behold, I come across a Facebook page of one of the girls that he used to talk to. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I'm just going to look through her page. I'm probably not going to find anything. You know, at this point, I'm like, you know, maybe you just need to chill out. And lo and behold, I find a photo of him. And I don't really remember what the caption said, but it kind of like threw me off. And I was like, really? So I continued to scroll down. And after scrolling down, I realized that there were screenshots of text messages between her and my then boyfriend. And the first thing that went through my head was, wow, this is happening again. For the 100th time, you are doing this to me again. And of course, my blood was boiling. I was upset. I was literally sitting in the office just like, oh my God, really? Mind you, you know, this story takes place during my senior year of college. This is about 2 or 3 days out from graduation. This is supposed to be the happiest time of my life. And, you know, all this is kind of happening in that time period. So I went ahead and messaged her and basically asked her, you know, hey, is this person your boyfriend? Because if he is, we have a problem because he's my boyfriend too. And of course she got back to me and is basically like, you know, hey, here's my number, let's talk. So I remember sitting in one of my really good friends' car, and you know, she has all of her stuff in the back because she's like moving out. You know, again, this is the time where people are graduating. It's the end of the school year, so people are, you know, moving and things. So we're in the back of my apartment complex, and we're sitting in the car, and I call her, and she literally gets to telling me about how she had been dating my boyfriend on and off since she was 16. Him and her had a really good relationship. He would call her and ask her for money, or call her and ask her for clothing items, and that his mom would actually buy her daughter, which wasn't his daughter, but his mom would buy her daughter things. And I literally sat in the car and I just came to this realization of, oh my God, this girl has been messing with him longer than I have. And on top of that, they have this history with each other to the point where, you know, their families, you know, his mom knows her. His mom knows her daughter. And I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I'm the only person being done wrong, or I'm the only, you know, everybody else is just secondary to me. And it's like, no, like technically, girl, you're the other woman. It was a very, very crazy realization. And I remember getting off the phone with her, and again, you know, just angry and upset and just kind of like, really? Like, honestly, this is what we're doing? And I remember going upstairs to my apartment and texting him and kind of, you know, asking him. And of course, you know, second lesson, if you ever find out some stuff about your significant other, 9 times out of 10, they are going to deny it, especially men. They are going to deny it until the end. Deny, deny, deny. And that's exactly what my boyfriend at the time did. He denied it and, you know, said, you know, I don't know what you're talking about, what's going on. And it got to the point where he finally just broke down and told me, after I kept, you know, kind of jerking him, I guess. And he finally was just like, you know, I've known her, we have a history together, I'm not gonna stop talking to her. If you don't like it, then we can just be done. And I remember hearing those words, and it was extremely jolting for me because, you know, I had already realized that, you know, no, you're not the only one who's being hurt or being kind of strung along here. There are other women who are in the same position as you. But that was also a realization that this guy didn't care. He did not care about me, because any guy who cares about you won't do that to you. You know, when you bring a certain situation like that to him, when you bring something like that to the forefront, first of all, he won't even put himself in the position to do that in the first place if he really cares and loves about you, loves you. And second, you know, he won't react that way. It was very nonchalant. I don't care. It's either you're going to get over it or not. And I think in that moment, I realized that, again, 1, he didn't care. 2, he didn't love me. And that 3, this was my fault. I feel like a lot of times when men cheat on us, or we get to a breaking point after they've cheated multiple times, we still want to blame it on the man. And at some point you have to say to yourself, you know what? I am a part of the problem. I am just as much of a wrongdoer in this situation, just as much as he is, because you've allowed it to happen. You've allowed him to do this over and over and over again, to the point where he thinks it's okay. And now he's like, I don't care. I know you're going to come back to me. I know you're going to be mad for a couple of days and you're going to get over it. And, you know, we're going to be right back together like nothing happened again. And this is a huge lesson for young women. Yes, a lot of us will be with men who are younger and who are still growing into manhood. But at the same time, if that man is still growing into manhood and he's showing you that he's not ready, you can't force him to be ready. You can't make him be ready. You're only going to end up damaging and hurting yourself in the end. I left that relationship completely damaged. My self-esteem was -0. I was angry. I was hurt. I mean, it really took a toll on me, and it took me a really long time to let that go. You know, even in my new relationship now, there are some things that I still have to consciously deal with and kind of put under because of that situation. And at the end of the day, I think the biggest lesson that I learned from being in that relationship and dealing with that situation is you have to take responsibility for yourself, and you have to know what you want. If you know that you don't want a cheater, if you understand what cheating means and the damage that it does to not just women, but men too, just people in general, you don't have to be in that relationship. You can move on to someone else. There are thousands, millions of other people out there that you could be giving your time and your energy to in a committed relationship. When somebody shows you their true colors, believe them. And my ex-boyfriend showed me his true colors many of times, and I stupidly did not believe him. So from now on, I have established goals. I have established expectations with the people that I date, that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to accept. And I stick to those expectations. And I really have learned from that last relationship and from that situation. So yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, but that was my first story time. I hope it was entertaining and that you learned something from it. And if you guys have any more questions about this story, or if you guys want me to elaborate even more, please let me know. I will be happy to do so. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.